Okay, happy May 26th, everybody. Today we're going to do Student Handout 6. Sorry it didn't come off on this picture, but if you could get your Student Handout 6 out, and it's also attached on your Google Classroom, so you should have a copy of this. And today we're going to just do a couple of things. We're going to compare real numbers, and we're going to order real numbers, which is basically the same thing, which means if I have an ordering just means if I have a number line and here was 0, in what place would they go, and compare is less than, greater than, or equal to. So you can see here, if we're going to compare these two numbers, you're going to look at this. Okay, you're going to look at this and you kind of have to make them like. So that means that, so if we were looking at that, this we said was negative 2.5. And so on a number line, how does that work, right? So I always like to think about it this way. Here's my negative numbers. And remember, negative numbers, the larger they are, the smaller they are. So a negative 1.5 is bigger than 2.5. And I look at it this way. I'd rather owe somebody $1.50 versus owing them $2.50. So that's how I would figure that out. Okay, this chart right here should look really familiar to you because we have this chart in our room the whole year round. So if I was going to make a fraction, it'd be 1/3. 1/3 equals 0.3 repeating, which also equals 3.3 repeating percent. The easiest one to look at is 1/2, right? 1/2 is also 0.5, which is also 50%. I also like to look at 3/4 because I always like to think of 3 over 4 is 0.75, and I think about that because 3 over 4 quarters is 75 cents, which is 75%. So this is a handy dandy chart to have because it will really help you out with trying to figure out which one is bigger and smaller. So let's take a look at the homework, right? Okay, I'm going to make this a little bigger for you. Okay, so we're going to compare 5.6% and the square root of 27. Well, I'm going to use my calculator here and figure out what the square root of 27 is to get it into a whole number so I know what that is. The square root of 27 is, well, that's about 5.196. I know it's greater than 5 because the square root of 25 is 25. Now, what is this? Well, we learned a long time ago how to make this into a fraction. Remember that? So that was over 100, 5.6 over 100. I don't like decimals in my top, so I'm going to say 56 over 1,000, right? Because I got rid of that decimal. And so what's that? Well, of course, 56 over 1,000, and that is percent. Well, I could also take a calculator and do that, divided by 1,000, or I could see that's 0.56, right? And of course, that's going to be bigger. It doesn't take me long to figure that out. Okay? So this one's a little different. It's 8 plus the square root of 50. Again, I could use my calculator and figure what that is, but it's going to be about 7 point something. So that's going to be 15. And then 5, and I know this is going to be a little bit greater than 6 because the square root is 64. I mean, a little bit greater than 8 because the square root of 64 is 8. So that's going to be 5 plus 8. That's going to be about 13 point something, right? So, of course, which one's greater? This one. So that's kind of how you figure things out there. You could always use your calculator, and that's your homework for today. That's it. Take a picture of it and turn it in, and come to Zoom if you have any questions. Okay, bye guys.